Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is another back to the basics of Windows 8. Today we're going to talk about screen resolution, and the reason we're going to talk about screen resolution is because it's always very useful to actually know how to change it and to set it properly so that your screen actually has really the correct resolution and size. I've seen a lot of people that actually have their screens that show black bars, top, bottom, left, right, or the window is kind of a window inside the screen and you have a black line all around it. And so people think sometimes that it's the way it is, and it's not. A screen is meant to really be full screen. But sometimes, for some reason, the automatic process of the full screen doesn't work. So unfortunately, this is one of those areas where Windows 8 has a problem, because two different places have settings for screen resolution. So the first spot where you'll get screen resolution is by going into the charms bar. Either by going in the corners, swiping on the right side of your screen if it's a touch screen, or you can also use the Windows key and C key together to get the charms bar. Go into settings and go into change PC settings at the bottom. There you'll see that on the left side of your screen you will have PC and devices, and then you go into display. There you will see that there is a recommended resolution, and it's telling you here that it's in my case 1366 by 768, which is the what we call native screen resolution of my computer. If you have more than one display, it's going to display at the top a little box like this one, a rectangle with 1, 2, 3, depending on the number of screens you get on your computer. But for most people, it's only one screen, unless you're using a computer on a big screen TV, for example. Or sometimes some people will use a second screen because you can show different windows and different screens, which is sometimes helpful in a work environment. Here you have this little slider that you can change and make the screen resolution that you want. But it's very limited compared to another spot that I'm going to show you a little later of changing the screen resolution. The one that you have to choose is usually what's recommended in the brackets. Now, a lot of people play with the settings for a simple reason, is that they find that when they put the regular screen resolution, the text size is too small. Now, the thing is, it's not a good idea to change the screen resolution. There are other ways around this. There are ways to make the text size bigger. And for that, search for my videos, because there is a video to show you how to actually increase the text size on your screen. It's rather, it's better to change the text size or the font size than it is to change the screen resolution, actually. So use the recommended setting here. Another thing that's going to happen is that there's another spot where you can actually get the screen resolution. And if you go into your desktop and you right click on the desktop, there you will also see screen resolution. And look at this screen, it's different from the other screen. And that's why I say that this setting is kind of complicated, because make sure that the setting is set at the right place. I usually never touch the screen resolution from the PC settings. I rather change it here in my control panel on the desktop. And the reason why is because here you see that it actually pops up something that is more in tune with the hardware of your computer. And you'll often have more options here, easier options, and even advanced settings to change the screen resolution. And also you have on this screen that little spot here that says make text and items, other items larger or smaller, which is also interesting. And here also you'll have a slider, but this one has much more resolutions than you had in the other screen, and that's why I prefer using the screen resolution here in the control panel, because it has much more settings. Now, once again, it is always better to use the recommended screen resolution, and that will often bring the correct screen resolution. Now, one thing that might happen, because sometimes people will say, well, I don't have that, or it still doesn't work well. One thing that you have to be sure is that your display driver has the correct settings, and so you need to have your graphics card driver installed, because a lot of people upgraded their machines and say, well, you know, I don't have any settings, or I have very few settings, and it's never correct. And the reason why it's like that is because you don't have a proper display driver. So make sure that you have the proper display driver in the device manager. If you don't know if you have it, go to your manufacturer's website. For example, I have a Toshiba computer here. I would go to toshiba.com, go into the computers, and go into the support section of for laptop computers to get the latest display driver for my brand, my model of Toshiba computer. So that's also something you got to be careful, because sometimes you cannot play with the screen resolutions correctly because no driver is installed. And by default, your computer is still going to give you a screen. It's still going to show you Windows. It's just that it's very limited in what it can do if it doesn't have the proper driver. So this is where you change screen resolution on a computer. Like I said, I prefer the desktop and screen resolution in the control panel here than I would in the PC settings, which is more limited in its way of working. Another easy way, by the way, to get really to the screen resolution, you can also click that search on the start screen and just type screen resolution. And here you'll see two spots. One is display settings. This one brings you the PC settings of the screen resolution, the one that I don't usually like. But you can also type screen resolution, and then you'll have change the screen resolution, which also brings you here. As you see here, it's not bringing you the control panel one. So the best thing probably is to really go to the desktop and right click the desktop anywhere there's no icons and go into screen resolution. That's where you'll get the other panel in that screen resolution. If you enjoy our videos, why not subscribe to our channel? You'll be informed when new videos are online. If you have any comments or questions on what you've seen, let us know. Maybe you have a feature or something that you'd like us to talk about or help you with. Let us know. We'll try to do our best to help you with your computer. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.